Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, where we explore the fascinating lives of Japanese fishermen on the vast ocean. This is a story of resilience, ingenuity and relentless effort as they catch hundreds of tons of fish and squid with giant nets on the high seas. Let's start the journey and explore these inspiring footage. On modern fishing boats, Japanese fishermen rely not only on experience but also on advanced technology to achieve successful trips. They start a new day by checking all the equipment on board. From nets, tow lines, to fish finding radar systems, to prepare for a trip to sea, everything must be carefully arranged and there is no room for error. The giant nets are neatly folded. The fishermen coordinate rhythmically to make sure everything is ready before leaving port. As the sun rose, the boat left the dock, heading towards the deep seas, known for their rich fish resources. On this journey, every fisherman carried with him the expectation of a bountiful catch. When reaching the resource-rich sea, the boat stopped and the work of casting the net began. Giant nets hundreds of meters long were dropped into the water with the support of modern machinery. The radar system helped detect the movement of the fish, and in just a few minutes, the net had surrounded thousands of fish. The fishermen pulled the nets with a smooth coordination, using both machinery and manpower. That was the moment when the effort was rewarded. Tons of fresh fish gradually appeared on the deck. The atmosphere on the boat became more bustling than ever. Laughter mixed with the sound of machinery operating, all creating a vivid picture of offshore fishing work. After the fish were brought onto the boat, the fishermen quickly classified, cleaned and stored them in cold storage. This process requires not only agility but also high precision to ensure the quality of each fish. The ships are equipped with modern freezing systems to preserve the fish on site, keeping them fresh and of high economic value when they return to shore. Each such trip lasts for days, even weeks, but the fishermen always maintain an optimistic spirit and believe in successful fishing trips. In the previous part, we had the opportunity to witness the fascinating and exciting scene of squid fishing at night. Now, let's continue to the first scene, where Japanese fishermen catch hundreds of tons of fish with large nets at sea. A seemingly simple job but requires perfect coordination, skillful techniques and relentless determination. The journey begins at dawn, when the sun has just risen above the horizon, covering the sea in a shimmering golden color. This is the ideal time for fishermen to start a new working day. The giant fishing boats have been carefully prepared, with full fuel, equipment and a team of experienced fishermen. On board, the atmosphere is filled with excitement and enthusiasm, as everyone hopes for a bountiful day of fishing. As the boat sets sail, the sea gradually becomes larger and more immense. The sound of waves lapping against the side of the boat blends with the sound of the engine to create a lively symphony of the ocean. As night falls, the fishermen do not rest. This is the perfect time to start another journey, squid fishing. On the dark sea at night, the bright headlights from the fishing boats illuminate a large area of water. This light attracts the squid from the bottom of the sea to swim up. Creating a magical scene in the middle of the ocean, the large nets are once again lowered. The work requires high concentration, because squid are fast-moving and harder to catch than fish. The fishermen carefully adjust the nets and use their experience to optimize the catch. The sight of hundreds of tons of squid being pulled up from the sea at night is an unforgettable moment. The fresh, shiny squid, shining under the headlights, create a vivid picture of the abundance of the ocean. After bringing the squid to the deck, the fishermen quickly classify and process them. The squid is cleaned and frozen on the spot to preserve its fresh taste. The work goes on continuously throughout the night, but no one complains. On the contrary, they feel proud when witnessing the fruits of their labor. Night fishing trips are not only a job but also an art. Perseverance, ingenuity and team spirit help Japanese fishermen overcome all challenges. From big waves to harsh weather conditions, they understand that each trip to sea not only brings income but also contributes to maintaining traditional occupations. while providing high-quality seafood to the world. On those large ships, people work not only for food and clothing but also for their passion for the sea. When dawn breaks, the ships full of fish and squid gradually return to port. Joy and pride shine on the faces of each fisherman. Despite the hard work, they always maintain an optimistic spirit. Because for them, the sea is not only a workplace but also a second home. A place to nurture hope and aspiration to reach far. Today's video brings us closer to the lives of Japanese fishermen, to better understand the hardships and values of fishing. See you again in the next journeys. On the way back to port, large Japanese fishing boats pass through the white-capped waves, carrying hundreds of tons of fresh fish and squid. The atmosphere on board is now both bustling and relaxing, because after many hours of hard work, the fishermen can sit together, tell stories about the sea, and share the joy of a bountiful catch. Their bright smiles and proud eyes light up the space on board. Even though outside, the waves and wind are still relentlessly lapping. When arriving at port, a bustling scene begins again. Containers filled with fish and squid are transported to the port, where traders, processing plants, and even large customers wait. The fresh fish and shiny squid will quickly be put into processing or transported to all over the world. For fishermen, this is the moment to enjoy the joy of achievement, when what they have worked hard day and night has become a source of life not only for them but also for many other families in the seafood supply chain. Each sea trip is a meaningful journey. It is not only a way to make a living but also a symbol of the love and passion for the sea of Japanese fishermen. They clearly understand that the sea not only brings abundant resources, but also challenges for people to overcome themselves. The fierce waves and sleepless nights in the middle of the ocean do not discourage them. Because on each of those ships, solidarity and strong will are always the greatest source of strength. Fishing and squid is not only a job, but also an art passed down through many generations. From how to use nets, how to identify fish streams, to preservation techniques, all are done with experience, skill and meticulousness. This is what makes Japanese fishermen famous not only for their output but also for their quality. Fish and squid from these ships are always highly valued in the international market, contributing to affirming the position of the Japanese seafood industry in the world. The sea is always vast, rich but also full of challenges. For fishermen, each trip to sea is not only of economic significance but also a journey of discovery and conquest of nature. They always respect and are grateful for the ocean, because the ocean is the source of life, the place that has protected their lives for generations. In every moment at sea, from the time of casting the net, pulling the net, to the time of classifying each fish and squid, their love for the ocean and pride in their profession are always evident. Thank you for continuing to accompany today's video. Let's take a deeper look into the Japanese fisherman's nighttime squid fishing journey. An activity that is both challenging and magical on the vast ocean. When night falls, the ocean is no longer illuminated by the sun, but only darkness and mysterious silence remain. But for Japanese fishermen, this is the most exciting time. On the boat, the light from a series of high-power headlights is turned on, illuminating a large area of water around the boat. This light not only helps the fishermen work more conveniently but also attracts schools of squid from the seabed to the surface. Squid, attracted by strong light, move in large schools, creating a beautiful scene in the middle of the ocean. The fishermen begin their work of casting their nets with a smooth and professional coordination. Giant nets are dropped from the stern of the boat, slowly sinking deep into the seabed. This is a special type of net, designed to effectively catch squid without causing much harm to other marine life. The process of dropping the net requires a high level of concentration, because just a small mistake can cause the net to get stuck or not catch the squid. Once the net has been dropped to the correct position, the ship begins to move slowly, closely monitoring the signals from the radar system to locate the squid school. This is when the skills and experience of the captain and the fishermen are maximized. The captain not only needs to understand the currents and weather, but also has to accurately predict the direction of the squid school based on the signals from the radar. After determining the location of the large squid school, the net begins to be slowly pulled up. The sight of the net filled with squid being pulled up is truly a wonder in the dark night. The squids glisten under the headlights, emitting sparkling silver rays, creating a mesmerizing sight. Cheers and encouragement rang out from the fishermen as they witnessed the fruits of their labor. Each person had a hand, working together to bring the squid from the net to the deck. This work required both strength and dexterity, because the squid were both slippery and jumped strongly when lifted out of the water. On the deck, the squid were immediately sorted and processed. The fishermen quickly cleaned and froze them using the advanced refrigeration system equipped on the ship. This was an important step to help preserve the freshness and nutritional value of the squid, ensuring that they would meet the highest standards when they reached consumers. During the work process, each fisherman was highly focused but did not forget to keep his spirit optimistic and cheerful. Laughter mixed with the sound of machinery operating, creating a bustling atmosphere in the middle of the night. The night at sea was not peaceful. Strong winds and big waves could strike at any time, threatening the safety of the ship and fishermen. However, with their extensive experience and solidarity, they always overcome all challenges. Each person has their own task, from controlling the boat, pulling the net, to classifying the squid, all working in harmony. This solidarity is the key factor that helps them succeed in difficult trips. Night squid fishing is not only a job but also an art. The skill in casting the net, the skill of controlling the boat, and the ability to predict the squid school all require continuous learning. Many fishermen share that they learned these things from their ancestors, the predecessors in the fishing village. This is not only a profession but also a source of pride, a heritage passed down through many generations. Each sea trip is a journey filled with emotions. Sometimes they have to face challenges that seem insurmountable, but there are also moments filled with joy when witnessing the fruits of their labor. Those moments are the motivation for them to continue with the job, even though they know that this job is not easy. As the sky begins to brighten, the squid fishing work is gradually completed. Full buckets of squid are neatly arranged on the deck, ready for the journey back to port. In the dawn light, the fishing boats look like warriors returning after a long night of fighting nature. On the faces of the fishermen, joy and satisfaction are evident, because they know that all their efforts have been duly rewarded. Returning to port, they not only bring buckets of fresh squid but also bring pride in their profession. The squid will be transported to processing factories or large markets, where they become valuable ingredients for the culinary industry. For fishermen, seeing their products appear on everyone's dining table is a great happiness. Because that is how they contribute to enriching the lives of the community. The lives of Japanese fishermen are always closely linked to the sea. They work not only to make a living but also to preserve and promote a traditional profession, while contributing to the sustainable development of the fishing industry. The captain, with sharp eyes and skillful hands, steers the ship through each wave to reach the sea area where a large school of fish is waiting. With the support of modern technology, including radar and GPS positioning systems, fishermen can easily determine the location of the school of fish, saving time and effort compared to traditional methods. Arriving at the right location, the fishermen begin to prepare for the netting process. This is a special type of net, designed to catch a large number of fish without much impact on the marine environment. Giant nets are spread out on the water surface, forming a large circle to surround the school of fish. The netting process requires precision and skill, because just a small mistake can cause the whole net to fail. Each fisherman performs his task carefully and professionally, under the direction of the captain and the fishing team leader. After the net is dropped, the fishermen wait patiently but tensely. This is the moment when excitement and hope are at their highest. While waiting, people often take the opportunity to check their equipment, chat and encourage each other. The sound of laughter and chatter echoes on the deck, dispelling the tension and fatigue. When the signal from the school of fish appears on the radar, it is also the moment when everyone on the ship enters a state of high activity. The fishermen quickly coordinate with each other to pull the net, a process that requires both strength and rhythm and precision. Electric winches are used to support the pulling of the net, but the most important thing is still the coordination between people. In the bright sunlight, the scene of pulling the net becomes vivid and beautiful, like a captivating performance in the middle of the ocean. When the net is pulled up, hundreds of tons of fresh fish appear before the eyes, creating a spectacular sight. The fish glisten in the sunlight, swimming vigorously in the net, creating a vivid and vibrant picture. Cheers and applause erupted from the fishermen as they saw the fruits of their labor. This was the moment when all their hard work, sweat and dedication paid off. On deck, the fishermen began sorting the fish by size and type. This was a job that required agility and meticulousness, as they needed to ensure that different types of fish would be handled properly. Large, valuable fish were prioritized for processing and freezing immediately to ensure freshness and quality. Smaller fish or less valuable fish would be stored separately, depending on their future use. The work of sorting and processing fish took place in an urgent but equally joyful atmosphere. The sound of the machines mixed with the laughter of the fishermen, creating a vibrant working space. Although this job required a lot of strength and concentration, no one felt tired, as they always maintained an optimistic spirit and solidarity. It is this spirit that helps them overcome all the difficulties